Alright, hello people. I decided it was the time to talk to you about this guitar. So, for those who don't know this guitar, this has been my main guitar for almost like 2 years or something. 2 years, is that right? Well, almost 2 years. Wow, time really goes by fast. This has been my main guitar for a long period of time, and it's far from being a stock guitar. So first, let me go through the mods I did to this guitar. So one of the first things I did was sand off the finish from the back of the neck. I changed the neck profile to from a C to a V kind of neck. Just not a very pronounced V, but like a very subtle V, so that I still keep the meat of the neck. I've added a GraphTech nut, Wilkinson bridge, Fender locking tuners. I'm noticing I'm doing a lot of back and forth here. And last but not least, first there was a DiMarzio Transition Steve Lukather pickup in there. It wasn't dynamic enough, it was quite high in its output, so I changed that for a bare knuckle riff ref, which is basically a PAF with a bit more sizzle and bite in the mid-range, which I really like because I like it when I'm able to cut through a mix. What else have I done? Something I've done very recently, or I've had done, I should say, is I let somebody refret my guitar. So the day I got this guitar, I posted a photograph of the guitar on Facebook, and I was telling everybody, look, I am gonna do this, and that with the guitar. I didn't plan on refretting it, I just wanted it to be stable at first, but you know, fret wear and all that kind of stuff. So I basically said, look, I got this guitar, it's flipping great, but this and this and this and that is going to change. And I got two kinds of responses. There was this one side who was completely agreeing with me and saying, yeah, good for you, do whatever you want with the guitar, it'll probably be great and whatever. And then there was this other camp that said, you know, you should really keep it original, and you're just going to waste a lot of money, and the guitar will drop in value, and all those kind of arguments. So I feel like I need to make this video to, you know, kind of clear up some things and explain to you guys why I did the things I have done to this guitar. So to start off, I am basically doing this stuff because in my mind I have this very clear picture of what I want a guitar to be. So I could gig with a stock Strat or a stock Les Paul and that kind of thing, but I would miss certain things. And when I play a gig, I want to be able to think only about the music I'm playing and not about, will the trem stay in tune? Oh, those pickups don't sound dynamic enough. I might want to have a little more power, the action is too low, the action is too high, you know, that kind of stuff. I don't want to worry about that kind of thing when I'm playing live. So I demand a lot of my guitars. So the first thing I think is really important with any guitar is that the tuning stability should be top notch. And although the Mexican Strats are pretty good value for money, it's not gonna stay in tune unless you like spend 3 hours of worth of setups with my guitar, at least. I mean, I've heard about Mexican Strats that were like ridiculously good with the stock hardware, but in this case it just wasn't, so I had to change a few things, which I did, and I'm just going to say it, and it's going to be very controversial, but this thing feels as good as at least an American Standard Strat from Fender. And I'm not gonna apologize for saying something like that, because it's true. People who've played it acknowledge this, and every time I post some video or whatever, at least one person is going to compliment me on the tone, which is very great because I'm constantly evolving and constantly changing things about my sound and experimenting, twisting way too many knobs and not spending as much time practicing as just fiddling around with my rig, which is awesome. So thank you for all those compliments. I really appreciate it. I'm really working on it. But you know, I want the guitar to do certain things. I want the guitar to be able to stand me, as it were, because I demand a lot of from my instruments. So that's why I basically mod my guitars. I mod my guitars so they fit in this image that I have created in my head. So they fit my bill of criteria, so to speak. And you know, you could buy an American guitar and have a good blank canvas or whatchamacallit, and you've got a good guitar build wise, and the parts aren't as crappy or cheap or made from cheap metals or whatever, but it still wouldn't be the guitar I want. So when I have an American Strat in my hands, I immediately think, okay, well, why doesn't a €1,400 guitar have locking tuners like this thing does? So I'd have to spend another $100 on locking tuners. I'd have to spend more money on the Wilkinsons because I don't like the 2-point bridge from the standard Strat. I'd have to refret because I don't like the smaller frets on the American series. I would still have to change the hardware to CTS pods and Switchcraft jacks and whatever. I'd still have to get strap locks, still have to have the bare knuckle pickup because I don't like the Shawbuckers. So you get the picture. I wouldn't mod the guitar anyway, even if it was a $1,400 guitar. So why would I spend €1,400, dollars, whatever, on a guitar and then spend another €500 on mods when I could just buy a second-hand Mexican Strat for like $250 and mod it for €500? So logically, it was the right choice for me to say, okay, I'm gonna buy an inexpensive guitar, modify it to ratchet, and have a guitar that I really, really love and really connect with, because the feel of this guitar, it's exactly what I want. The neck profile has been sanded by myself in tiny little increments, tiny steps, in order for me to have the perfect feeling neck for my hands. I mean, this may not be the ideal guitar for somebody who likes, let's say, a fat neck from the 50s Stratocasters, or is used to a 59 Les Paul or whatever. It's the neck that I'm most comfortable with, and when I'm playing this guitar, I don't have to think about, okay, well, is the action high enough? Is the action low enough? Is the nut going to break? Is the bar going to stay in tune? Are my strings gonna fly off the tuning pegs because my locking tuners may be crap or whatever? I don't have to think about that kind of stuff because I got this guitar, I modified it with parts that I did research on before buying them, so I knew what I was signing up for, and the guitar just plays amazingly well. So to kind of stop my rambling about why I modded the guitar, I feel like it's something that's controversial, but I don't understand why, because in this day and age of the internet, everybody seems to be an expert. Me included. I mean, I'm just this guy, and I do what feels good for me. I do what I like to these instruments, so I enjoy playing them more. And other people may do different things with their instruments. Some people may just hold on to their stock Fender Strat to resell in 10 years because it may have increased in worth or whatever. But I don't, because I play my guitars, and when I play my guitars, I want my guitars to function, and I don't care about, well, what if I'm gonna sell it? Am I going to get money out of it? I'm not planning on selling this. I mean, not in a million years. It's really loud. it's really dynamic because of the PAF style pickups. It's staying in tune like no other, even with heavy trem bar use. So I'm gonna hold on to this. So that's all I've got to say about this whole modding thing. I think you should just mod your guitar. If you want to mod your guitar, just do it. And don't listen to the guy who says, well, I wouldn't do it, because he wouldn't do it, but you would. So go your own way. I mean, do what you like, because it's your guitar and nobody's going to have, a say in what you do with your own instrument. So that's it from me for today. Bye, and I hope you're having a great day. See ya.